I'm Peggy Kirk-Hall, Associate Professor and Field Specialist in Agricultural and Resource Law for OSU Extension, here to explain Ohio's new law providing for local involvement in project review for wind and solar facilities in Ohio. That new law comes to us as a result of Senate Bill 52, effective October 11th, 2021. Senate Bill 52 has three major parts and will be and focusing on the second part that you see here, county involvement in project reviews. Be sure to refer to our other videos and bulletins that explain the other two major parts of Senate Bill 52. Note that this bill applies to those larger, what we refer to as utility scale wind and solar facilities in Ohio. And also there are some facilities that could be exempt from the law if they were in existence when the law became effective. We explain those two provisions in our other resources. When we look at local involvement in project review for these wind and solar facilities, Senate Bill 52 does four things to try to increase and enhance that local involvement. There's a local meeting requirement, the ability for a county to prohibit or limit a facility, a required notice when an application is complete and ready for review, and participation by locals in that Ohio Power Siting Board review process. And I'll explain each detail. So the local meeting requirement is in 303.61 of the Ohio Revised Code. And that states that before someone may submit or amend a certificate to operate a large wind or solar facility in Ohio, they must hold a public meeting in each county where that facility would be located. And there's a requirement that that public meeting be held at least 90 days, but no more than 120 days before applying for that certificate from the OPSB. The proposal must, the person making the proposal must give written notice of that public meeting to the county commissioners and the county trust or the township trustees that are affected, and that must be made at least 14 days prior to holding that meeting. Written information about the type of the facility, whether it's wind or solar, what the nameplate capacity of that facility would be, which would give an indication of its size, and also a map of the geographic boundaries for that proposed facility. So after that meeting is held and within 90 days, the county commissioners would have the authority to adopt a resolution that would prohibit that facility, or alternatively, they could limit the geographic boundaries of the facility within their county. And that's in 303.60 and 303.62 of the Ohio Revised Code. If the commissioners don't prohibit a facility, then the application may go ahead and proceed to the Ohio Power Siting Board. But note that the application has to exactly mirror that information that was presented to the county. If the commissioners do prohibit that facility, then that removes the power from the Ohio Power Siting Board to approve an application. If the application does proceed and the Ohio Power Siting Board deems the application complete and ready for review and issues what we refer to as a letter of completeness, the new provision in Ohio Revised Code section 4906.31 says that the Power Siting Board must notify each county and township within 3 days of issuing that letter of completeness. So that lets the county and township know that indeed the application is proceeding and the developer has met all requirements of the law in order to submit that application for review by the Ohio Power Siting Board. And that letter, as I said, must be issued within 3 days. The Ohio Power Siting Board must also give the county and township access to that completed application that Ohio Revised Code section 4906.02 2.1 provides for local representation on the committee that would review a completed application. So once the Power Siting Board issues that letter, they must appoint 2 local officials to the review committee within 30 days of issuing that letter. And those local officials are going to be the president of the Board of County Commissioners and the chair of the township trustees or their designees. And these local officials will then participate in the review of that application and have voting rights in the decision whether to approve or deny that application. Again, enhancing the ability for local representation in the review and approval of these large wind and solar facilities in Ohio. You can learn more about Senate Bill 52 through our law or other videos in this series, and those are available at farmoffice.osu.edu or go.osu.edu/farmenergy.